My blind date showed up 2 hours late, soaking wet, with no shoes, and said, "I'm so sorry, but I need to tell you what just happened before you decide to leave. His name is Ethan. My college friend set us up. He's kind," she said, like, annoyingly kind. "You'll love him." She texted me his photo. Nice smile, clean shirt, normal looking guy. Dinner at Bellini's, Saturday, 6:15 p.m. I said fine. I showed up at 6:10, ordered water, checked my lipstick twice, smiled at the hostess like a woman who had her life together. By 6:45, no Ethan, no text, no call. By 7:30, I'd eaten an entire breadbasket alone, and the waiter had refilled my water 4 times with increasing pity. By 8:15, I was done. I texted my friend. He stood me up. "I'm leaving. Never set me up again." I grabbed my purse. I pushed my chair back. I was composing the angry monologue I'd deliver to no one in my car. Then the door flew open. A man stumbled in, soaking wet, shirt half untucked, plastered to his chest, hair dripping, tie gone, and barefoot, no shoes, dirty socks on the hardwood floor. The hostess stepped forward to stop him. He looked past her, scanned the room, and found me. He looked terrified. Not of me, of losing something he hadn't even gotten yet. "Please," he said out of breath, "don't go. Just please sit down and let me explain." I sat. Not because I wanted to, because I was too stunned to move. He slid into the chair across from me. He was shivering. His hands were shaking. He smelled like rain and river water. "I was crossing the Garrison Bridge on my way here," he said. "There was a girl on the other side of the railing, a teenager, maybe 16. She was looking down at the water. The restaurant noise faded. I pulled over. I got out. She told me not to come closer. She said if I touched her, she'd let go." He swallowed hard. "So I stopped. I stood about 10 feet from her on the walkway, and I tried to talk, but she kept saying, 'You're going to grab me. Everyone just grabs.' She was watching my feet. Every time I shifted, she flinched. I looked under the table. Dirty socks, no shoes. 'Why are you barefoot?' I asked. He looked down at his feet like he'd forgotten. She was scared I'd lunge at her. The walkway was wet metal, so I took off my shoes and kicked them over the railing into the water. Both of them. I showed her my socks. I said, 'Look, I can't run on wet steel in socks. I can't grab you. I can barely stand. I'm just going to stay right here.'" He paused. She watched me kick away my shoes, and something in her face changed. Like nobody had ever made themselves vulnerable for her before. Nobody had ever made themselves weaker on purpose just so she'd feel safe. He stood on that bridge in his socks on wet metal for 45 minutes, in the rain, talking, not grabbing, not rushing, not calling for help because she begged him not to, just talking. About nothing. About school. About a dog she used to have. About whether the river was cold. After 45 minutes, she climbed back over the railing. She sat on the sidewalk and cried. He sat next to her. He called her aunt, the one contact she'd let him dial. He waited until the aunt arrived. Then he walked 8 blocks to the restaurant in the rain, barefoot, because his car was still on the bridge, and a girl needed it to be there so her aunt could find her. He looked at me across the table, shivering, soaking wet, 2 hours late. "I'm sorry," he said. "I know this is the worst first date you've ever had." I looked at this man who threw his shoes into a river for a stranger, who made himself smaller so a terrified girl could feel bigger, who walked 8 blocks on concrete in wet socks because showing up mattered more than how he looked when he got here. My anger didn't fade. It evaporated, like it had never existed. I picked up the menu. I handed him the second one. "You lost your shoes saving someone's life," I said. "I'm buying dinner." He laughed. It was the kind of laugh that comes out when you've been holding your breath for 3 hours. He ordered the pasta. I ordered the same thing. We sat in that restaurant until they closed. He told me about his job, his dog, his terrible cooking. I told him about mine. We didn't talk about the bridge again that night. We didn't have to. That was date number 1. We're on date number 3 now. Last Tuesday, I left a box on his passenger seat. Inside was a new pair of loafers, brown leather, his size. I tucked a note inside the left shoe. It said, "For the next time, you have to be a hero. Your girl who waited." He texted me a photo of himself wearing them. No caption, just a photo.